and welcome to Stacy's Infinity Podcast. I'm your host, Stacy Cisneros. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is the podcast where we make the woo and unconventional things work for you. So today I'd like to talk about self-love. And you might ask yourself, what does self-love have anything to do with anything that has woo in it or any unconventional thing? Self-love is pretty standard topic for anybody that's into self-development or self-introspection. And the reason I think this is a really important topic is that I think it belies many of our desires, many of our issues, many of the issues surrounding our journeys. And I think that really, if everybody were to have a more healthy sense of self-love, that then is reflected outwards towards everybody else, and that has the impact of improving our own living conditions and the living conditions of everybody else and everybody else's experience. So I'd like to approach this topic in light of my other two recent podcasts where I spoke of the different levels of awareness. And when I spoke about manifestation and how self-love impacts those two and how those two impact self-love. So just to quickly review, there are 4 main levels of awareness. The first level of awareness was things are happening to me. The second level was I'm the one who is doing things. Things are being done by me. The third level of awareness is things are happening through me. And the fourth level of awareness is things are happening as me. So the third and fourth levels of awareness, we have more of a harmonious relationship between us and everybody else. Whereas the first two, it's kind of like there's a big gap of separation between you and the surrounding environment and the circumstances. So, more personally speaking, I'd like to describe to you my own journey of self-love and what that kind of looks like, as I also learn and grow and experience more. So, I remember being in that first level of awareness when it came to love. So, things are happening to me. This was the majority of my life where I believed I couldn't really control my outside circumstances and that I was very separate from, the people around me. And I kind of felt resigned to, I can't control anybody else, but it's annoying that, I can't feel love or get love from other people. I have to do things to make people like me, that kind of level of people pleasing. I grew up with my parents teaching me that I already am a complete person, that I didn't really need anybody else outside of me to, supplement my emotions or whatnot. And I believe that with my mind. I truly believe that. But I didn't really know how to access that. I didn't really know how to give myself love, cut myself some slack, to allow myself the grace to process these emotions. Whenever I felt love, it was always meshed with other emotions like longing or sadness or control. You name it, it was kind of enmeshed with love. I didn't really know exactly what it was, and I really didn't have the insight to unpack it and work on it. And whenever I engaged in things that I liked, I thought I was engaging in self-love. So at the time, I didn't really think it was an issue. I just thought this was just part of life and life was happening to me. So later on, when I started really introspecting and starting to embark on my spiritual journey, my inner journey, the self-love topic came up again. And so this time I was like, okay, I understand, with head knowledge that, I'm responsible for loving myself. I'm responsible for processing my own emotions, my own issues, but I really didn't do it very much. It was just kind of like a byproduct. And it didn't happen until I was considering manifesting something bigger that I had never manifested before, and that was, just to be emotionally free from having longings to be with friends or romantic partners, whatnot. So, I started listening to different podcasts about how to do this, and everything just came back to loving myself, acceptance of the self. And it was a topic that I really didn't really like. I knew that that was important. I just hadn't done it for myself, really. It wasn't until I really asked myself, would I fall in love with myself? And on the surface, it seems very egotistical. It also seems kind of self-absorbed to ask that question, I guess. But it's actually a really super important question for everybody. And I realize, like other people, I also have, faults that I see in myself, and I always saw those faults as a block to me really accepting myself. And they weren't even like legitimate blocks, I would say. That I would even judge the fact that I had blocks, like, oh, today I look like so worn out. God. And then I would be like, yuck. And then I'd be like, wait a minute, that why can't I just accept the way I look? And so those are conditions I would put on myself subconsciously or unconsciously. And it's just as simple as a decision I would make and be like, okay, I accept that I don't look to the standard that I'm putting up in my head about, what I should look like. And this happened with, my looks, it happened with my intelligence, it happened with, just the way I present myself. It happened, I was judging myself on all these accounts, right? And so I took like a whole year just to buckle down and really look at myself and ask myself, why am I not accepting myself? Why am I not loving myself? And at the end of it, it was kind of like I concluded that it's really a choice. It's really a choice to look at myself and say, I accept myself and I choose to love myself today. And every day I would see myself as more and more appealing, more and more perfect. My heart would soften for myself, my condition. I had more compassion for myself and my journey. And then all of the standards that I had put up, like I had to do, be, act in a certain way by a certain time, all those things just kind of melted away. And so in the process, when I started, going through the manifestation process for other things, I mentioned that part of the manifestation process that step 3 where we were releasing resistance. And to release resistance, you have to accept your conditions and then you feel the emotions. And self love, practicing self love and self acceptance really helped in this step because it allowed me to feel my emotions and not take it personally. It allowed me to feel my emotions and not spiral. It allowed me to feel my emotions and not further judge that I was feeling my emotions. So when I think of the process of manifesting now, I always feel now that the process of self love, the practice of self acceptance, that's the groundwork that would make the manifesting process a lot easier. Because in the end, most of the things we want to manifest them because we want to feel better about ourselves. We want, a pleasant experience. We want to feel more love much of the time. We want to feel secure within ourselves. And so the stuff that we desire, people we desire, that's like a middleman for you actually feeling and being love. So that's the conclusion I came to. And in the journey, I can say that I feel definitely that I've changed in the sense that I feel more acceptance towards myself and acceptance towards people who maybe like 3 or 4 years, 5 years back, I probably couldn't tolerate just because, I wasn't accepting myself at the time. And so it was difficult for me to, accept those people because I would project, subconsciously on those people. And they're just a reflection of me and how I didn't accept myself at the time. So I feel more openness and more love. And I have also noticed that I've had more dreams at night where I've felt tangibly more love. And I want to just quickly recount one dream I had last month. So I have this recurrent dream where I'm in this huge mall, and the mall is like, it's huge. It's like almost the size of a city or more. And the mall has apartment buildings upstairs. It has an airport. It has like its own train system within the building. And the mall also has like a school in it. I mean, it's huge, right? And it's a recurrent dream that I've had for the past maybe, I don't know, 8 years or so, maybe more. And um, the stream I had last month, I finally made it outside of the mall, and something just wasn't working within the mall. Like the stores weren't working, and the electricity was failing a little bit. But I finally made it outside of the mall, and in my dream, I was driving the car with a family member, and I saw this beautiful beach, and my heart just filled up with so much love because something about the beach looked like an ordinary beach, but the beach itself was made of love. Like it was tangible. It was like love was the air, love was the trees on the beach, love was the sand, love was the sun, love was the water. And it started permeating me in my dream. And I felt so much unconditional love, like I couldn't escape it. And when I woke up, I started crying. I started crying because I'd never felt that much love and that much acceptance anywhere ever. And that's that I consider myself to be, very loved by my family. And that dream really, in the last couple weeks, it's really helped me understand that, the elements in the dream, they're me, they're a reflection of me. And so I am this love. And the truth is, you are that love too. And this is what I mean by that fourth level of awareness where you are life, like you are this. So that was a taste of that level 4 awareness regarding love in my life. And it was beautiful. And it's like a miracle that I'm not breaking down right now, because every time I talk to somebody about it, I start breaking down because I can tap back into that feeling. So, yeah. And today I'd like to do an infinity healing meditation about self love. So, just a reminder, this isn't a replacement for any psychological advice or any treatment or for a medical condition or psychological condition. So, be mindful of that. And if you are working through these heavier emotions or issues, just consult a qualified healthcare professional for the management of any of these conditions. So, yeah, today we'll do the infinity healing meditation for that. So if some emotions come up, just know that that's normal. And I would just make sure that you're in a safe place and you're able to express yourself should any emotions come up. So let's get started. Okay, so please don't do this guided meditation if you're driving, operating heavy machinery, or while caretaking. And make sure that you're in a safe place to focus your attention. And so, yeah, get in a comfortable position with your arms and legs uncrossed. You can be sitting or laying down. You can set your intention to receive the maximum from the session. And you can close your eyes and take 3 deep, conscious belly breaths. So starting now, would you like infinity healing, which is connecting through your higher self to Source, God, the universe, the divine, the super consciousness, relating to self-love? So say yes. If there's any part of you that's not able to receive the maximum, would you like an infinity healing to clear everything in the way of you being able to receive the maximum right now? If so, say yes. If there's any part of you that's not able to let go of the maximum during today's session, would you like an infinity healing to clear everything in the way of you being able to let go of the maximum? If so, say yes. Okay, and as soon as you release it, we're replacing it with what's for our highest good, the highest vibration our bodies can receive. If there's any part of you that's in the way, interfering with, resisting, sabotaging, or afraid of all that's available for you now, would you like an infinity healing for your higher self to set all of that aside and to show you what's going on from the highest perspective? If so, say yes. So let's become aware of ourselves within that bigger part. So the light, the source, the super consciousness, the universe, God, the divine, spirit. So visualize the beautiful liquid light pouring down from this part, whatever your word for it is. And it's going to the top of your head, down into your neck, into your arms, shoulders, into your chest and belly, into your hips and thighs, into your knees and calves, ankles and feet. And this liquid light is coming down from that source all the way down through your body, through your feet, going down through your feet into the ground. And it's going all the way down, 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 down to the center of the earth. And you're breathing in out. You're breathing in all the love, and you're breathing out everything that doesn't serve you anymore. So starting now, would you like an infinity healing relating to downloading what self-love really means for you? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for knowing, feeling, being a person who loves themselves? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for being more loving towards yourself, towards others? If so, say yes. Would you like infinity healing for recognizing love within yourself? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for being one who identifies as love? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for knowing, feeling, being allowed to love? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for being permitted to love? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for being permitted to love yourself? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for being encouraged to love yourself? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for knowing and feeling it's safe to love yourself? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for downloading the definition and the integration of this energy of safety in your body with regard to love? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for knowing and feeling it is possible to love deeper than you've ever loved before? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for knowing and feeling the possibility exists now to love yourself more fully? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for knowing and feeling it is possible for you personally to love yourself to the fullest extent? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for knowing and feeling you are worthy of love? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for knowing and feeling you are deserving of love? If so, say yes. Would you like an infinity healing for knowing and feeling you can have love and experience self-love in the highest and best ways with harm to none? If so, say yes. And would you like an infinity healing for clearing any blocks, fears, negative emotions that stop us from experiencing more self-love? If so, say yes. To conclude, Source, God, Universe, Superconsciousness, the Divine, deepen these healings, take them to their infinite next levels, share them with all aspects of ourselves, our children, grandchildren, inner child, parents, ancestors, past lives, parallel lives, simultaneous existences, all space, time, and dimensions. Include in this healing more than we know it to ask for, that this or something greater will happen. Setting these healings on autopilot with infinite ease and grace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. So you can gently come out of that meditation, and I trust it's been really impactful. And if you have emotions that are coming up, that's normal. I'd be interested to know what your experience is after this meditation. If you feel like this meditation has helped you in some way, feel free to contact me. I'm at infinitelevelhealings@gmail.com. So I'll see you next time, and until then, bye for now.